Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Week. I'm Dave, and this is my daily review. I had a really awesome 4-star question lined up for the start of August, but then I saw this question by Shinji Got Grounded, and I knew I had to call an audible. This is a really interesting situation, and it's got a lot of really stuff going on in it. Let's take a look. Amy plays Animate Dead and tries to target her white knight that's in her graveyard. What happens? Alright, so the first thing that I want to point out in this situation is that White Knight has protection from black. Now, protection does not function while the creature that has it is in the graveyard. Rather, it only functions while the creature is on the battlefield. That's important because in order for this play to work, we're targeting the creature card in the graveyard with the enchantment that's black. Now, ordinarily, you can't target something with protection from black with a black spell. However, because the creature is in the graveyard, this will work just fine. Now, when Animate Dead enters the battlefield, it's going to have a triggered ability that triggers, and it's going to do some stuff. One of the things that it does is return the White Knight to the battlefield. Protection doesn't do anything to stop that, so that part happens just fine. However, the next thing that happens is that Animate Dead is going to try to attach itself to White Knight. One of the things protection does do is it stops things that are the chosen quality from being attached to the permanent. So it's not legal to have a black enchantment enchanting the White Knight. Therefore, that part of the effect does not happen. Everything else does happen just fine. The enchant ability changes from enchant creature in a graveyard to enchant creature put onto the battlefield with animate. After this play happens, the next thing that will occur is the game is going to check for state-based actions. Since there's an Animate Dead on the battlefield, which is an aura, and it's not attached to anything, then the game is going to have that aura be put into its owner's graveyard. Of course, that means that Animate Dead has left the battlefield, so its other triggered ability trigger. And that means that White Knight's controller is going to have to sacrifice it. Again, protection doesn't do anything to stop this from happening. Now, that dashed my young necromancer dreams pretty hard, but I knew there had to be some way to get that White Knight enchanted with an dead. And fortunately for me, Shinji had my back on this one. If you have a Strict Proctor in play while this is going on, you can choose not to pay the 2, and that means that the Animate Dead's triggered ability would not be able to resolve. So, what would that look like? We'll have the Animate Dead on the battlefield, and its enchant ability is still going to say enchant creature card in a graveyard. That means that it's going to be happily attached to the White Knight, which is in your graveyard. However, the protection from black, only working on the battlefield, is not going to stop this. So, we're going to have the White Knight in this kind of weird sort of limbo where it's not really on the battlefield, but it's still getting enchanted by the Animate Dead. Very awesome. There was one other thing that I wanted to touch on while I'm talking about this situation. If you notice, you have Animate Dead that only targets the creature with protection at one specific time, while that creature is in the graveyard. Everything else does not use the word target. So that means that if you had an Animate Dead and you wanted to bring back a creature that had Shroud, that would be perfectly doable. Creature with Shroud would be getting targeted while it was in the graveyard. However, like protection, Shroud does not function unless the creature that has it is on the battlefield, so that part works just fine. Afterwards, the triggered ability is going to return the creature to the battlefield. However, this does not count as targeting it. You can tell because the ability does not use the word target anywhere. And after the creature gets put onto the battlefield, the Animate Dead will try to attach itself to it. Now, attaching and targeting are two completely distinct game terms, so that means that Shroud does absolutely nothing to stop that part from happening either. Accordingly, the creature with Shroud and the Animate Dead are both going to coexist happily on the battlefield, at least until the Animate Dead gets destroyed or otherwise removed. In that case, the instruction to sacrifice the creature that was returned is going to happen, and Shroud, like protection, doesn't do anything to stop that from occurring either. So, that's a really awesome trick, and definitely one you would want to have in your bag of tricks as a necromancer. That's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again tomorrow for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.